What's up guys, it's Missy. I am back with another SimCity Buildit video, and today we're going to be doing some questions and answers on comments on the channel. There's been several comments that I figured I would answer on the video because it's a little bit easier to kind of answer it for everybody, as not everybody sees the comments. Okay, so Kat, Missy. When we are playing in the lower league/levels, is it better to start and cancel high point tasks we want to save for Mega, beach, mountain expansions, or upgrade Latin American/townhomes, or leave in list and ignore? Okay, so here's the thing. If you watch my Contest to Mayors videos, or you pick up my guide, this is actually answered in the video. So for instance, first thing, you don't save Latin or Newtown upgrades for Mega. You wouldn't be doing those in Mega at all because you're only going to be upgrading regular residentials, as you want to convert only those homes to epic projects. You can't convert any other home to an epic project besides a regular residential. So building a Latin home, Newtown home, or any airport homes, it doesn't do you any good. It just works against you. It's not worth the few extra points that you're going to be able to accumulate in the contest for the whopping, one experience level that you're going to be getting. It would be more beneficial for you to do only regular residential upgrades until you hit the maximum of your experience bar at level 24 without proceeding on to level 25. Now, when you say, is it better to start and cancel your assignments for the beach and things like that, if you look at the Contest to Mayors guide, or if you've seen my videos, I talk about this quite frequently, where I tell people, if you cancel beach or mountain, it will just come right back. There is no point in canceling it. Same with the dozer. Okay, the land expansions for 2000. You want to get as many of those done as possible in the lower leagues because they will always be in your list. Okay? Now, when it comes to beach and mountain, do not do them in the lower leagues. You save all of your beach and mountain upgrades for Mega. You won't actually unlock mountain until level 22. So I advise that you stay below level 22 for the first several leagues. Work your way up as quickly as you can on level, and what you're going to do is you're going to do as many of your dozer land expansions as possible in the lower leagues. Hopefully you have 0 to about 5 remaining once you hit Mega. And then once you hit Mega, then you can start doing your beach and mountain. Do not do any beach, mountain, or war card upgrades or house upgrades if you suspect a hacker in your group. This will use up your limited resources and it's just no good, right? So like, you have a limited amount of beach, mountain, and war card upgrades that you can do, so you don't want to burn them all up doing things like that if you have no chance of winning. Same with tickets and epic projects. Do not blow through your epic projects if you're not playing the contest. Only do epic projects for the purpose of the contest during this time, because you're going to be limited to that, and you're still going to receive epic projects whether you the task for epic projects, whether you're able to do them or not. So don't just burn through all of your epics prematurely. Okay, so let's move on to the next question here. The next question is, so she had commented below this particular comment, and she says, in other words, does a start task then cancel use up the task and prevent it from coming back in a higher league, or is it only completing and claiming the points that clears that task? I'm not quite sure what you mean by this, but I'm going to do my best to answer what I think you're talking about. So the first part, she says, does a start task then cancel use up the task and prevent it from coming back in a higher league? Every league is a new start. So at the beginning of the week, your whole list gets a refresh, right? Once you're in a specific league, you'll start with a specific amount of tasks. At the end of that week, you're going to be able to continue to add points based on your pass until you're out of assignments and tickets. Then at the start of the new week, you'll either be promoted into the next league if you fall, above that line, if you placed above the line to be promoted, or you're going to remain in the league that you were in, or you're going to go down a league. Depending on where you're at on the leaderboard will determine what league you end up in. Once you are placed in the league that you're going to be in, once the contest of mayors begins, you're going to start with however many tasks for whatever league you're in. If you're in Mega, you're going to start with 60. If you're in Metro, you're going to start with 55. I believe it's 55. Okay, so once you've got that squared away, because right where she says, does a start task then cancel, use up the task and prevent it from coming back in a higher league? No. But I'm going to answer it the next way in, does it prevent it from coming back if you're already in a league? Like, let's say you're playing Mega and you canceled a upgrade task. Does it prevent it from coming right back? No. You can still get it and it can still come right back. Doing it or canceling it has no effect on that. There's still a chance that it comes back, is my point. But what I was trying to say in the video was that doing a task versus canceling a task affects the way that the game awards your assignments. For instance, if you're constantly canceling tasks versus completing them, the game is probably going to give you higher value tasks. With the person this morning, when he had canceled his upgrades worth 3,000 points, if he had done those upgrades and cashed in those points, the game would not have given him 4 3K upgrades back to back like that. But because he wasn't actually accumulating points, the game was trying to make up for those lost points. Now, at some point, the game is not going to be able to give you enough points to make up if you completely screw up too bad. But the game does level you out. Like, you'll notice it fluctuates, and it tries to keep you right around like a 1,600 to a 2,000 point average if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Now, what typically happens is people have a tendency to feel like they can keep something going that isn't possible. For example, let's say that you are playing and you've done the first, 5 tasks, and you have a really kick-ass average. Let's say you have like a 2,700 average. And you're like, okay, cool, if I keep this up, I'm going to be doing great. It's not going to work that way. At some point, no matter what you do, no matter how you pick your tasks, the game is going to level you out. It's not going to keep you at a 2,700 average the whole time. It's going to go up, it's going to go down. You're going to go through parts of the contest where you have good and bad assignments. You have your downtime, you have your high times. During your downtimes is when you want to rotate out all of your non-premiums so that you can get all of those taken away, all of your low non-premiums, so that you get higher premiums when the high time comes. Now, it's important that people try to remember that you want to stay within a certain range, right? And sometimes people focus way too much on the value of the tasks they're getting versus the average. And that's where you start to have issues. For example, I can't tell you how many people focus on how many 3K tasks they've received versus how well they did. I had one girl, she constantly was like, oh my God, I haven't got a 3K task, and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, who gives a shit? You've done better this week, and you're complaining more this week than you have any other week, and this is the best you've ever done. And she's like, yeah, but I haven't got any 3K tasks. Who gives a shit, dude? Why does it matter? It doesn't matter. All that matters is that your average is good, right? So if your average is better doing it this way, then it would stand to reason that you would want to continue to do it this way. So would you rather run a 1,500 average and have more 3K tasks? Or would you rather run a 2,000 point average and have a more consistent value task right around 2,000 points. So you're not getting as many 3K tasks, but your average is higher. That is what you want to go for. Too many people focus on the wrong thing. Okay? So doing an assignment versus canceling assignment will have an effect on how the next assignment gets awarded. It may or may not come back, but it's always possible. Okay? All right, let's move to the next question. So the next question is, I'm practicing this method at the lower levels of CoM. 1 or 2 more walkthroughs, and I feel I have a very good grasp of things. Just what I needed, though. Thank you so much. So right here, this person is making a vital mistake. If they're practicing playing the correct way in the low league, you are making a huge mistake. You are not supposed to play as if you're in Mega in the lower leagues. It's not logical. Okay? You're wasting resources. You're not practicing properly, because if you really want to practice, you should be practicing the wrong way, because that's the right way. The wrong way is the right way in the lower leagues. If you're doing airport tasks in the lower leagues, you're just wasting your cash. If you're doing your war card upgrades, your epic projects, I don't know what level he is. He's probably a lower level, I'm assuming, than 24. But if you're using up your beach and mountain upgrades, your stuff like that, again, you are wasting very valuable assignments that you don't want to waste there. You're wasting very valuable resources. You can win those leagues without wasting resources, without wasting your cash, your tokens, your very valuable assignments. Do not play like you're in Mega in the lower leagues. Play like you're in the lower leagues. Do the cheap, easy tasks. Launch VU, launch the keys, repair, coins, production. Those are the assignments you guys should be doing in the lower leagues. You don't need to have a 2K average in the lower leagues. It's not important. All that's important is that you're getting promoted, and if you happen to win the prize, great. If not, who really cares, right? I mean, the prize for first place in the lower leagues is not that glamorous. And the more that you spend, the less that you benefit. All that matters, again, is that you get promoted and that you finish your pass, of course. Now, you don't want to be wasting any kind of valuable time either. Okay? So, if you really want to help yourself, do yourself a favor, get promoted into Mega, and once you're in Mega, that is when everything starts to take effect, and you need to be, 1, you need to be level 24 once you hit Mega. 2, you need to have tried to get all of your land unlocked by then. 3, you need to have tried to accumulate as many war cards as possible by launching on the monster and by participating in the war feature within your group. Now, if you're somebody who's been camping low level and not listening to my Missy's Building Guide, then this is going to have a negative impact on your gameplay. Okay, moving to the next question. This guy's asked me several questions, so it's going to be answering a couple of his questions. Okay, he says, has anyone in your CoM training won Mega at level 18, and is it possible? Yes, but here's the thing. If you're level 18 and you're participating in Mega, here's the problem. You're going to have 60 tasks plus 15 tickets, okay? If you're level 18, you're not going to be doing upgrades. You will be able to do war tasks, but you will not be able to speed up production, and you will not have as many factory slots unlocked. Not being able to speed up production is going to be a huge problem for you. It'll also depend on how much of your airport you have unlocked. Okay? So you're going to be limited to production tasks. Now, the fact that production tasks and the fact that your factories are limited to, I believe it's like 35 slots or something, those extra 5 slots can make all the difference. Do you know how many tasks you get for like 37, 38, 39? You know? That could mean a huge difference in time, right? You also have to take into consideration the type of players that you're going to be going up against at level 18. A lot more hackers camp level 18 than level 24 because they're more inclined to remain a lower level for whatever it is that they're searching for. You know, most of them just want to get it to level 18, join a group, and then they can just farm war items or whatever it is that the purpose of their hack city is, right? So, you know, it's kind of like, why would you want to be a level 18 and try Mega? I don't understand that. That to me is just retarded. You're basically saying, I want to get the same reward, but work 100 times harder with 100 times more risk. You're risking losing way more, and you're going to be spending more, and you're not going to be achieving hardly anything. You can be getting your epics done, increasing your chances of winning, making the contest of mayors easier, making more coin, accomplishing 100 times more stuff in your game, and you're going to actually accumulate more rares than if you were level 18. There's no reason to remain level 18. You have 0 things going for you in comparison to level 24. Okay? So, whatever reason you have to want to be level 18, erase it. This whole, I gotta be low level to get rares is fucking ridiculous. Okay? If I did not have confidence that you could find just as many, if not more, at level 24, I would not have so many people doing it, following my guidance, and being just fine. Every single person that has been following my guide that has been playing for at least 4 to 6 months is well over 400 to 500 storage. Every single one of them. Okay? Now, those people are not people that are on 24 hours a day. If you're on 24 hours a day, they're doing even better. Okay, the next question here. Okay, so this one. I was in Arena 6, then Arena 5. Now joined a club that's in Arena 1, and man, it's so slow to generate energy and can't use boosters. Can you tell me how to move up to the next arena? In my case, Arena 2 is the next you can tell me how to advance. Okay. It goes by the club that you're in. Okay, so if you want to go to Arena 2, then you're going to have to win. Your club is going to have to continue to win. Once you reach a certain amount of war points, then your club will be promoted to the next arena. If your club loses so many wars, then you get demoted. That's how it works. If you want to go into a club that is in Arena 5 or 6, then you need to join a different club, right? Or you need to stick with the one that you're in, and you guys will have to win X amount of times in order to be promoted. A lot of people, back when we had the personal rewards for the chests, they had increased the points required to receive the same rewards depending on which arena you were in. So a lot of people would just pay the 50 cash, start a new group, start back at the lower arenas, and work their way up that way. Now that there's no personal rewards, nobody has a desire to do that anymore. So a lot of the lower arenas, those clubs are usually pretty dead. So if I were you, if you want to go up an arena, you should probably join a different group. For those of you looking for a active club, if you guys go on to Facebook and you type in SimCity Buildit, you'll see all kinds of Facebook groups. Ours is the one that says SimCity Buildit MissyAnne. You can go on there and you can put in a post and say like, hey, this is my deal. This is my level. This is the type of group I'm looking for. And then you'll have multiple people in the comments section saying, you know, you can join us. We do war X amount of times a week. Or, you know, we're a no war club, but we're active. Or whatever the case is. Pick the one that you like the most. Try to fit into whatever your particular gameplay is. But try to get into a group that fits whatever need it is you have. If you want a war group, go for a war group. If you want war and the contest of mayors, make sure they do that. But don't go into a group that doesn't fit your needs and just stay there and be miserable. There's no sense in that. You know, try to find a club that works best for you. Okay, moving on. This person. Okay, so this guy is actually in my Contest to Mayors training course. He's also in my group. Now, the reason that I screenshotted his comment was because I wanted people to see what he had to say, given how many people tried to camp for too long. So he says, everyone who is worried about leveling up. Use my city as an example. I camped at level 12 for months, unlocked all of my land, built my VU to level 18, unlocked the airport to Tokyo, maxed out my storage, accumulated lots of gold coins, as much Sims cash as possible. I leveled up to 17 and started playing CoM, always placed in top 3, and I was miserable. The game sucked and was so repetitive. I found MissyAnne and followed her advice. Now I'm in an amazing active group with a great team of players. We all help each other out and get way more out of this game than I ever figured would be possible. Listen to Missy, level up, follow her guides and advice. You won't be disappointed, I guarantee that. I'm so glad I found you and your channel. I had what so many level 12 players are trying to achieve and almost deleted it and walked away. Thank you, the best SimCity Mayor on YouTube. Okay, so basically what he's saying is he wasted a shit ton of time that he didn't need to waste, and had he listened to me sooner, he would have been way better off. Do you know how many people will tell you this? I'm serious. You do not need to camp that long. It's a waste of time. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. I'm level 26. 335,000 pop, 165 storage, 3 epic, each silver, metro, level 5 VU tower, no airport, 250,000 simoleons, unlocked Green Valley, no population there, placed almost every specialization. Okay. So I really don't know what this person's asking me. If they're asking me if they should restart, if they just want my opinion on their city. Here's the thing with your city. You're not so far beyond the level that would be problematic. Like, you don't want to leave level 24, but it's not the end of the world being level 26. If that was your only problem, I would say no problem, right? I would just say to get that airport unlocked, start building coins, and get your epics done, depending on what other residentials you built. Did you build airport? Did you build all regular residentials? Did you build Latin? That's going to have a huge difference. Now, what concerns me the most is the regional map that you have unlocked. So basically, with all of these things going against you, the city's garbage. You really don't have any reason to continue on with it, to be honest with you. Given the fact that you are already level 26, there's a hit. Given the fact that I don't know what type of residentials you have a regional unlocked, your storage is not very high. Your storage is garbage. I don't know what you're going to do. As far as like playing the contest to mayors in Mega, it would be pointless. I mean, do you know how many people need to be prepared and have, like, at a minimum 150 VU to participate in the contest comfortably? I mean, just preparing for epics alone, that 165 storage is laughable. And here's the facts of the matter. You could restart today, today, and within a week, you would double your storage, almost, if you played quite a bit, and you searched on global, and you followed my guide. You would be at like 250 storage within a week and a half, at a minimum. So you would not have the regional going against you, which that is a big concern, you know, because you have this problem when it comes to the contest. You're not going to be able to win the contest to mayors comfortably. All of those extra HQ flights and things like that, the regional currency, those are huge problems. They're not just like, oh, that's no biggie. Then the fact that you have no storage, you have, I mean, you already have 3 epic buildings that are considered to be pretty much garbage. If it was me, I would turn it into a feeder city. Lesson learned, start the Missy's Building Guide on a second city. And then once you realize that your second city is where it's at, you'll basically dump the city or have it as a feeder. That's what I would do if I were you. Now, I have a feeling that you're not going to listen to me. You're going to continue on with this city and assume that it's okay, and you're going to waste more time, and you're going to probably spend another 6 or 8 months putting time and energy into this city until you realize that you're not getting anywhere and that it's garbage, and then you'll restart, like almost everybody does. Save yourself that 6 months and just restart. Okay? All right. That is from the crime page. Okay, that was it. So basically, that pretty much sums up everything that I had to say as far as questions and answers go. Although there is one final thing that I want to add here. A lot of you guys use the Reddit app, okay? Sometimes people screenshot posts that come from the Reddit app and they send it to me. One of the players in my group had commented about somebody's services and how they had bought services. Well, he had read on Reddit that what you should do is that you should buy all of your services now when you're a low level, and that way you have them all there. Now, first off, that's stupid. Okay, I'm going to tell you why. First off, they don't get any cheaper. You're not paying any less, so you might as well just get them. Second is you're not going to be using the regular services forever, okay? Now, if you follow the Missy's Building Guide, you're going to be doing regular residential homes and converting them to epics. You have a low service demand with regular residential homes, so you're really not going to need very many services considering that. Now, even if so, there's no sense in wasting coin, especially now when you're a low-level player and you need it more than ever. You're going to be saving all of the coin that you would normally be spending upgrading roads. You're going to have all those coins that you're saving. Do not spend them buying a shit ton of power, water, sewer garbage that you don't need. Okay? Don't buy a bunch of tiny power and water and sewer. If you look up my channel, I have a video where I talk about which services are the most valuable, the best deal, basically, for your coin. Now, once you hit level 30, you're going to convert over to all Omega services. A lot of people don't understand that Omega services go for all of everybody. It's not like you have Omega water separate from regular pop water, right? So you're going to get one of each Omega services for 10,000 Neo-Simoleons each. Given the fact that many of you guys have camped for so long and received Neo-Simoleons from the Mayor's Pass, many of you guys will be able to buy those services right away the moment that you do hit level 30. Now, I'm going to have videos coming out about this where I talk about how to get your Omega services going and all that good stuff, but I'm just telling you guys, be very, very careful which advice you take from Reddit. A lot of the stuff that I've seen come from there is so bad, it's ridiculous. Like, he wasted probably 300,000 to 400,000 coins. He didn't need to waste, you know? So, don't do that, okay? Buy the ones that I have instructed to do so in my videos. Also, make sure you guys, before you comment on the videos, double check and make sure type in keywords, because I have videos on pretty much every damn subject you can think of. So when people ask me like, what's the best way to make coins? Come on, really? Come on, are you serious right now? Type in the keywords on my channel, click my playlists. You will find a video for every single topic you can think of when it comes to this game. And if there's a damn topic that you can't find on my channel when it comes to this game, then comment and tell me, hey Missy, make this damn video, and I will make you a video, okay? All right, good luck.